I got money on my mind. I'm just trying to get some dough. I ain't picking up my line unless it's money on the phone.
When it comes to this industry shit, like I want to go deeper with your journey. Like, so you started learning about this marketing from like Rich Homie Quan and stuff. So what was the beginning of it for you? Like, what was your first steps on social media?
So the first step was me, and I didn't even know I was doing this, but when I was on Periscope, I was consistent. I was going live every single day for at least an hour, every single day. And then on Periscope, what I was doing is I was engaging. Once again, I didn't know the terms at the time. I was just being me. And so people would write comments. I would read the comments. They would ask a question. I would answer it. And that made people stick around because I was actually engaging. Too many people get on social media, and I talked about this on X's podcast, The Millionaire, My Mindset, where he calls it the Beyonce effect. They think they Beyonce. Yep. Ain't nobody coming on social media to look at you. You need to talk to somebody. Don't nobody know who you are. You got 42 followers. Have a conversation, man. It's three of us in here. Like, talk. So that's what I started doing. I was engaging. I was consistent. And then I listened, right? Like, if they didn't like the sound or something was off, or Dorian, have you thought about doing this? Or have you thought about running a contest for this or whatever? I would try stuff and see what worked. And so once I started trying things, I developed my own plan. Like, one thing we did, we called the SoundCloud Showcase. So what we would do is every Sunday at 2 p.m., we would have people come in like, hey, we're going to play anybody music that's on SoundCloud. First 20 people come in, we're going to write you down. We're going to play your music. I'm going to give my feedback. People are going to vote if they like it or not. If people like it, we're going to add you to a playlist on SoundCloud. But you got to share it. You got to like it. You got to bring people in there. So every Sunday on Periscope, my account was on fire. Like, because it's getting shares, it's getting likes, it's getting taps, it's getting a bunch of people coming in. So every Monday I will wake up and I'll be trending on Periscope. I'm behind Steve Harvey. I'm behind Justin Timberlake. Like, I'm trending on that list, which got me more followers. Once again, I didn't know these terms. I didn't know I was bringing all this engagement, which was kicking the algorithm, stuff I didn't know. So Periscope was my training ground. It's my boot camp. And I'm almost depressed and in mourning because they about to get rid of Periscope. This is January 2021. In about 3 months, Periscope's going to be gone because Twitter's getting rid of it. But I took all that to Instagram. So everything I learned, I took it to Instagram. I just had to learn how to make videos that fit me because I couldn't. Instagram Live sucks. It is what it is. It's awful.
Real shit.
It really does.
So, and at the time when I came over to Instagram, they had just introduced 60-second videos. So I had to make everything. I'm used to being a long form content person like how y'all are. I had to make it 60 seconds, right? Then they introduced IGTV, and that really opened up a lot of stuff for me. I learned the ins and outs of Instagram ads and all that. And then this is really how YouTube happened for me. Somebody who was in the pond said, man, I love your content, but Instagram search feature sucks. I can't find none of your videos that I want. Can you just post them up on YouTube? I was like, cool. So I just started putting them on YouTube, not even thinking about them. Man, I posted probably 9 videos. And the first video that really did something was 50 Cent's friends switched up on him after his first paycheck. And then that one, like, because at the time I had like 800 subscribers on YouTube or something. So I still had all the notifications coming to my phone because I wanted to respond to the comments and engage what Periscope had taught me to do. But then one day I got like 50 comments. I'm like, the hell? Like, I need to turn this off. I got stuff to do. You know what I mean? So I saw, okay, man, that video's picking up. And then 2 days later, I posted Jay-Z warning the entire Rockefeller roster about 50 Cent. That video got 1 million views in like 3 weeks. And
it's crazy.
Changed everything. Because anybody knows anything about YouTube partner program, which is how you monetize, you got to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours and no copyright strikes. I think at the time, man, I probably had maybe 1,300 watch hours with that Jay-Z video. I got that done in like 48 hours. Like, it just changed everything. So I applied for the partner program. I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting paid. And that just became how I started doing everything on YouTube and Instagram.
Hey man, that's a dope ass story, my brother. And I kind of want to ask you because I'm interested in that part with Periscope, because this is something that we talk about a lot to our followers, is that whenever you're on these social platforms, you don't own your following. You don't own that. And I kind of want to talk about the way you were able to pivot and take notice of that. But how did you internalize that and say, okay, moving forward, now I need to own these followers? Did you kind of internalize that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad that you brought that up, because when I was reading and researching about music marketing at that time, email lists, everybody kept talking about email lists.
Right.
So on Periscope, I'm glad you said that. I kept telling people, go to my website and join my email list. Now, at the time, I wasn't offering them nothing. I was saying, hey, just go get on my email list so you can stay in touch with me. But now I offer a free ebook, how to get 1 million streams on Spotify. So you go to group82music.com, you get the free ebook, you put your email in, so now you're on my email list. So because I was already thinking that, I was able to pivot. Now, I did lose a lot of followers. Like that whole 22,000 didn't come over to me on Instagram. And a lot of people who were on Periscope, they weren't Instagram fans. That's another thing we got to understand about social media. Each platform is different with a different personality. And so a lot of people weren't Instagram, because remember when Instagram at that time was pictures, money, filters,
Foodies,
who look
and all of
good.
that shit.
Yeah. And like, we wasn't into that. And like my content on Periscope at the time was almost the antithesis of that. It was more about engaging and having a real conversation. And so my Instagram strategy sucked at first, but from the very beginning, I made sure, okay, we need to have an ebook so we can build this email list out. And that really helped me too, because now I'm engaging with them in a whole nother medium. And now I own that email list. And I think we almost at like 20 or 25,000 emails now, which is something I can always own.
Hey, I love it, man. I love it. And I love that you were able to, like you said, you didn't even know what you was doing, but you still
took that action.
You took the action. And I think that's something that's really important for every entrepreneur, everyone who really makes it, is sometimes we don't know exactly what we're doing, but we know that this is working, so let me keep on doing it. And I think that's whenever you know you're actually walking in your purpose. I think that's how you know you're actually doing what you need to be doing, because even sometimes where you don't know exactly what's going on, what you're doing is working for you.
That's what I tell people, man. Like, and Rashad Bilal, he said this on y'all episode. One of the best quotes I've heard about growing social media. He said, growing social media is like having a part-time job for 2 years and not getting paid.
Man, that's it. Man, that shit stuck with me for real.
For real though. That's how we were feeling. Like he hit the head on the nail, and we didn't even. It prepared us for what was about to come, because even with like our page, we grew super fast on Instagram, and like it just took off. But a lot of people didn't see the work that was going into creating this type of content, finding out what's going to hit. Like you said, actually learning Instagram's platform. Oh, they're rewarding people for IGTVs right now. So we're going to use a lot more of that. And right now they're using Reels. Let's use more of that. A lot of people don't understand that. I still see some people posting content that should be posted as Reels as a regular video, whenever they don't realize, hey, this is what the system is rewarding you for right now.
Go ahead.
No, even with that 2-year piece, I think that's really major, because just even with your story, you were saying like people look at everything you're doing on YouTube, Instagram, and all that stuff now and think, oh man, this shit happened overnight. But you said 3 years ago you was on Periscope, and people who was on Instagram weren't even aware that you was on Periscope, but you figured it out.
Yep. It's those fundamentals, man. And that goes back to what I was about to say. Like, if you put yourself in that mentality, like Shadi said, you are prepared to learn the fundamentals. It's like hooping, right? Like it don't matter what court you're on, who's your coaches, who's your teammates. If you know how to dribble, you know how to dribble. If you got great court vision, you got great court vision. If you know how to shoot, it don't matter what court Steph Curry's on. He is going to put his elbow and hand placement the exact same way that his daddy taught him when he was 4 years old, because he has the fundamentals. It's the same with social media. Like every platform is different, but you got to learn the fundamentals, which is hard work, and you got to be consistent. And like you just said with those features, anytime any of these social media platforms roll out a feature, I use it because they want to see if the feature works. So they're going to prepare you. Like right now, if you're on Instagram, they haven't offered it to anybody. They're offering badges. So what that is if you go live, you can turn on badges, you can get paid. So if you have that, you need to do that. And what Instagram is offering, I don't know how long are they going to do this. Any dollar you get, they match. Like they on some 401k shit.
Motherfuckers,
What?
they
Yeah.
didn't even give it to us. Bitches.
I need them to run me that bad.
Hey, dude, I don't know who y'all know, but y'all gotta hit them up because they gave it to me like ASAP. They matching and they ain't taking no cut. You know, YouTube take 30%. Right now, Instagram's let you keep 100 and they matching you. So that's why I've been going live so much on IG. It's like, yo, badges on, pay me.
Damn.
I mean, so like anytime there's a new feature, you need to use that shit. I think there's something on Instagram right now called Spotlight and like guides and like maybe even that Snapchat. But I know guides on Instagram. I haven't used that yet, but for anybody that's trying to get their account to grow and get more attention, go check that out too, man. Go use those new features because that's what they
I
reward.
definitely see that shit at the bottom right now. What the fuck?
I seen guys. I never really looked into it though. Hey, my brother, you preaching the gospel right now when it comes to the social media stuff. And I not with that, I kind of even want to go back into the music piece because you was getting on some stuff that I know we wanted to touch on that we kind of diverted from. So like with this music industry shit, man, what made you come to the realization, like after you did all your digging, that like I'm gonna go this independent route?
Man, you know what? It's so much deeper than what we see. Like, you know, I've been doing this music business shit for like 7 years, man. I just found out last night that in the mid 90s, Seagram's, the liquor company, Seagram's, the liquor distillery company that we saw everywhere when we were little before we could even drink, they owned Interscope Records.
What?
When you follow the money trail, and that's why I tell people y'all need to turn off ESPN sometimes, turn on CNBC. You see who owns what. Everybody talk about Illuminati. Y'all make the Illuminati lonesome like ghost puppet shit. That's not real. What's real is these people who have old money, they have their hands in on everything. And in the music business, man, it's everywhere. And so it got to the point with me where like I was learning about the industry, so I didn't want any of those BS deals. Like I got to own my masters, right? So they don't want to really mess with anybody who wants to do that. I'm not signing no 360 deal. I'm not giving up my publishing. As I started learning all these things, it didn't make sense. So based on my brand, it wasn't that strong at that time. And what I wanted, I wasn't really having great conversations with people who were at labels. So I was like, okay, I got to be an independent artist. Once I learned how to do this on my own, and once I seen artists like Nick Grant, like Rory, like Tink, like John Connor, who are all four dope artists, and they labels ain't doing nothing for them after they get on the front cover of Double XL freshman list and all that. I'm like, y'all own they stuff and you just got them on the shelf. And then I dug deeper and I'm like, Seagram's own Interscope, this dude who's an investor in Warner Music also gave money to this politician in Wisconsin who is for-profit prisons at a time when Jacob Blake got shot. Like when you follow the money, it's like y'all are literally using our masters to control us and fuck us up. Why would I sign to a label? Why would I do that? Why would I put money in y'all pocket to continue to finance the destruction of Black people? And for a lot of artists, this is a lot to swallow, and it's hard. It's a lot to process. But when you follow that shit, man, you got to really think about like when you sign to these labels, you are financing somebody probably getting killed by the police or going to jail.
Damn.
We gotta let that breathe. I never even thought about it like that because I didn't even know about it. Like you said, it goes that deep, my brother.
Like Vivendi, it's a company in France. They own so much.
I was
of
looking
our
into the motherfuckers.
I'm telling you, go look at everything that they own, man.
It's like in all the subsidiaries out because it was one day I think I was watching one of your videos and I was just like, let me go actually look into what they do. In the backlink, you go to Vivendi Group, they own by a whole nother group who own by, and I'm like, man, who the fuck actually owns this shit?
And they all we all signed to them, and these dudes are eating off of our pain. Because like, you know, Hove and Kendrick and Cole and Drake, they putting their soul in these records, man. Like they putting a real life pain, real life situation in these records. And y'all finance something. Y'all don't even listen to rap. Y'all don't even give a fuck. And y'all taking this money and building prisons? Y'all taking this. When we were younger, man, Double XL, Source, King Magazine, every other page was an ad for a liquor company. Most of the liquor companies was owned by Seagrams. So y'all putting it in the music. Gin and juice. Who the Snoops call out? Who's he shout out? Seagram's Gin. This shit ain't no fucking coincidence. And I know some of y'all gonna be listening right now like, this is some conspiracy theorist nigga. Just follow the money. Just go look at it. Go follow the money.
Ain't no conspiracy.
Who owns Seagram? Is it LVMH?
I don't know who owns it now. Seagram's was like their own shit. Like they ain't even have no whatever. But they bought MCA, and then MCA turned into Universal Records. And I forgot who Seagram's got bought by, but I don't think it's LVMH, or it might be now. But at that time when they bought Interscope, they were their own thing because Joseph Seagram, I think he was born in like the 1700s, if I'm not mistaken. So he was old
ass fucker.
So when it came time to buy the niggers, what he did, bought the nigger rap. What? 50 million? Come on, give me that. That's nothing.
I got money on my mind. I'm just trying to get some dough. I ain't picking up my line unless it's money on the phone.